Now that we're halfway through the season, let's talk about it. Who is the MVP? Everybody on every channel wants you to say that Joker is the MVP. But it seems like the more things change, the more they stay the same. Check this out. Joker is averaging 25 points a game, 11 rebounds, 10 assists a game, 32 double-doubles, 14 triple-doubles with 5 in January alone. 63 from the field, 37 from 3, 82 from the free throw line, and the Nuggets are 30-11 when he plays. Number 1 in the West. I'm not taking anything from him, but Jamal Murray is back. Missed last season, so rightfully so, Joker would have to carry the load a little bit more, earn that MVP. Not taking that away from him. But Murray is back, playing at a high level. Just recently had a triple-double in his own right. Aaron Gordon's playing at a high level, career highs and points per game. Michael Porter Jr. is back into the fold. He's starting to hit his stride a little bit. Denver's starting to defend a little bit better, too. I've noticed that when I watch them. But you look across the board at the other MVP candidates. All right, my top 5 right now is Joker, Doncic, Giannis, Tatum, and Embiid. Kevin Durant would be in there, but he's missing time right now. So we're going to sit him off to the side as an honorable mention or the 6th option in this scenario. But look at Luka. All right. You take him off Dallas, they're probably going to be in the play-in. Spencer Dinwiddie, Christian Wood, Tim Hardaway Jr., they're playing very well. They're having good years, but they'd probably be in the play-in somewhere. Same thing. You take Giannis off Milwaukee. All right. Drew Holiday, all-star. Brook Lopez as an all-star. They have a good collection of guys. You add in Grayson Allen when he's not trying to take people's legs out from under him. Bobby Porter's playing pretty well. Double-double on a nightly basis. I can rely on him. But for the whole season, if you were to take Giannis off that team, they're barely making the playoffs. They're barely making the play-in. Take Tatum off Boston. Very good team still. Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Al Horford, Robert Williams. When he starts to hit his stride, they're going to be even more dangerous defensively. But that's a great team still with Tatum not in the lineup. Nothing to take away from Jason Tatum. Still a phenomenal player having a great year. But you take him off, they're still a great team. Same thing with Embiid. You take Embiid out of the scenario, I'm still left with one of the greatest players in NBA history, top 75, solidified, and James Harden. I have my issues and my problems with Doc Rivers as a head coach, but Doc Rivers will be in the Hall of Fame as a head coach at the end of his coaching career. Still left with Tobias Harris and Tyrese Maxey, good young core. Still got that in my back pocket. The only one that I can really confidently say that if I took this player off their team, they would struggle, probably be Luka Doncic. Not because they don't have good guys around them, but simply because the style of play that have made them successful over the past couple years, he is the primary factor in that scenario. If I look at the Denver Nuggets, if I take Joker off, I'm still left with a very dangerous and explosive core. And at the helm of that, Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. A lot of people have chosen him to be the next version of Kevin Durant along with Brandon Ingram. But that's still a very good team. Now, we have to talk about, yes, Joker has been the 2-time MVP. He's not my choice this season as the MVP. I picked Luka Doncic at the start of the season to be that. But is Joker actually not the MVP, but the best player in the league? I read his numbers to you: 25, 11, and 10, 32 double-doubles, 14 triple-doubles, 5 in January. Read the percentages. Is he actually just the best all-around player in the NBA? That has been Giannis' title over the past 4 or 5 years. But is it really Joker? What is the hole in his game? Defensively, he's greatly improved. He's not exactly a liability. Granted, Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. weren't there last season when they played against Golden State. So Golden State basically just put him in every single action, every single pick and roll to wear him down so he couldn't be a force on the other side of the ball. But if you look at it, he's not really a defensive liability. Great rebounder. One of the best rebounders in the league. I'd have him and Sabonis up there at the top of the league. Great passer, 9.9 assists per game. He can get you a triple-double on any given night. He can score. If you put him in a situation where game winner's on the line, I trust him taking a shot from anywhere on the court. Just recently, he had a step-back three-pointer to win the game. I completely trust him in any scenario on the basketball court at any point in the game, and I don't find any holes. Hakeem Olajuwon made some very interesting comments, how he talked about that, how Joker has a more complete game on the offensive side of the basketball than Embiid does. Now, you can argue that Embiid is probably the most talented player in the league. I'm not going to go back and forth with you about that. But that says something that somebody of Hakeem Olajuwon's stature to acknowledge that Joker has everything necessary to have a complete bag from his position. You want to let him shoot outside jumpers? If he gets hot, he's going to get rolling, 37%. Now, can I say that about Luka Doncic? Luka is phenomenal. Like I said, you take him off, they're probably in a play-in. But my biggest thing with Luka is being able to play off ball. That's a big thing. He has to have the ball in his hands almost 100% of the time for him to be consistently successful. Giannis, I don't think I have to go into any depth about that. I think the same thing you say about Giannis is what you could say about Shaquille O'Neal. By far the most dominant player in the NBA. Not as effective from three or shooting jump shots, but he's so dominant and physical, and his will is so imposing that you have to look at him and say, there's no way we're going to be able to stop this guy for a whole 48 minutes. And especially going into the playoffs, he's going to ramp it up that much more. We're going to be looking around at, 30 and 20s, 40 and 20s, 40 and 15s, 14, 15, 5, something around that range. And he's going to get them deep into a playoff run. Jason Tatum, great young player. Probably one of the most dangerous players offensively outside of Kevin Durant, in my opinion, in an isolation situation. Tatum is that dude. But do I trust him into the playoffs as my best player? He's proven it last season that he can get the job done for the most part, especially going on the road and winning big games. But in the NBA Finals, he shrunk a little bit. To be a little more consistent, he's going to have to do it and get it done this season. Embiid, he's always in street clothes. Always. Him and Anthony Davis have the same problem. Probably could be in conversation for the best players in the league if they were to just stay healthy. So, from my perspective, okay, the best all-around player in the game right now is Nikola Jokic. But Giannis is the most dominant player. And if I'm in the playoff scenario, I would rather have Giannis because his will is so imposing and he is just so dominant that you need more than just one or two or three guys to try and stop him. If I'm playing against Nikola Jokic, shout out to the Golden State Warriors for pointing this out, I'm going to put him in as much action and pick and rolls and, different coverages, things like that I possibly can to wear on him until he runs out of gas. Now, let me know in the comments what you think. NBA MVP. Is it Joker? Is it Doncic, Giannis, or other? Right now, I got Luka. I'm sticking with my pick to start the season. Let me know in the comments.